Hello, dear students. Today the topic is Wien bridge oscillator. In the previous class, I taught you RC phase shift oscillator, and the biggest problem, or we can say that the drawback with RC phase shift oscillator is that the oscillator is not suited for the variable frequency circuit. That is, in case of RC phase shift oscillator, it is difficult to adjust equally the capacitor values of phase shift network simultaneously. Therefore, we need such type of oscillator which is more useful for variable frequency operation, and this oscillator is known as Wien bridge oscillator. Okay. So this is designed for BTech and MSc students. First, before starting, I would like to remind what is an oscillator. Oscillator circuit is a circuit which produces oscillation of particular frequency in the output, and this type of circuit can be generated using simple transistor, simple FET. Okay, but there is some special condition for making such type of oscillator. First, there should be feedback of 360 degree or 0 degree between input and output, and the second condition is Barkhausen criteria should be satisfied for making the oscillator. Okay, by keeping these two conditions in mind, we select all the component in the oscillator and we design a particular circuit. Okay, the particular circuit of Wien bridge oscillator is shown in the slide. From the circuit, it is clear that it has two identical common emitter amplifier stages, Q1 and Q2. Okay, Q1 is the first amplifier stage, Q2 is another amplifier stage, and these two stages are connected with the coupling capacitor C4. And we know that if we connect two amplifier stages like this, the amplification will be the product of these output of these two stages. That is, if A1 be the output of Q1 stage and A2 be the output of second stage, the final amplified output will be A equals to A1 dot A2. Therefore, we directly connect these two states. This is also called direct coupling of amplifier stages. Okay, the work of C4 is to stop the DC component and to pass only AC component from the output of first amplifier to the input of second amplifier, and because of this C4 capacitor, the Q point of stage 2 is not disturbed. It remained in active region, and the efficiency of Q2 remain unchanged. Okay, and VCC the supply, we know that by which we get the necessary voltages. R5, R6, R7, R9 are the voltage divider resistances. Various voltage drop across these resistances biases the various junction of transistor. Okay, similarly R8 and R10 are also voltage divider resistances. Basically, voltage divider biasing is used in this circuit. Okay, now C5 is another blocking capacitor which blocks the DC component of output signal and allows only AC component. Similarly, work of C3 is same as C5. Okay, and the most important thing with this oscillator, here we have a bridge of resistances and capacitors, bridge A B C D. Okay, arm AB and BC are called lead leg network arm. Okay, here there are combination of capacitor. In case of AB, there is a series combination of R1 C1, and in case of BC, there is parallel combination of R2 C2. Okay, and R3 and R4 are simple biasing resistances, voltage divider resistances connected in series in the bridge. Okay, and this bridge is connected with this Q1 Q2 as per the circuit. Okay. Basically here this bridge is very sensitive towards the frequency. Okay, and we can tune or select a particular frequency by managing the capacitor C1 and C2 simultaneously. This is the beauty of this vein based oscillator. Okay, and we know that the amplifier stage Q1 produces the phase difference of 180 degree between input and output, and similarly another Q2 stage produces the phase difference of 180 degree. The whole Q1 and Q2 will produce the phase difference of 360 degree between an input and output. Here the Venn bridge does not produce any phase difference between input and output. The whole phase difference between input and output will be produced by these two stages only. Okay, here the voltage drop across lead leg arm will provide the positive feedback at the base of Q1, and the voltage drop across another arm AD and DC provides the negative feedback in the emitter of transistor Q1. Okay, so this was the whole component description, and output is taken across the output near the capacitor C5, and we can get an output. Okay, now we can understand the working of this Wesbridge of oscillator. When small fluctuation or small frequency signal is given to transistor Q1, and since it is basically a common emissive amplifier stage, it amplifies the signal which is present at the input of transistor Q1, and all signals are amplified by the first amplifier stage and given to the input of second amplifier stage Q2. Okay, and again these signal will be amplified by the transistor Q2, and only AC component is allowed because we have a blocking capacitors or coupling capacitor C4 and C5. The small portion of output is again fed to input as per the Bragghausen criteria, as per the selection of these component R1, R2, C1, C2, R3, R4, and it is again feedback by the this Wheatstone bridge to the input of transistor Q1, and when the circuit is tuned, only the oscillation of particular frequency is produced at the output of this oscillator. Okay, the most important thing with this oscillator is, if we use FET in case of this transistor, the oscillator frequency can be varied by varying the two capacitors C1 and C2 simultaneously, and these capacitors are variable air gain capacitors. Okay, and the frequency range of oscillator can be changed by switching the different preset values of the resistance R1 and R2 into the circuit. And if in case of transistor Wien bridge oscillator, because of low input resistance of transistor, the range changes are made by the switching in the preset value of the capacitor C1 and C2. And for the continuous frequency variation, the values of R1 and R2 are changed by using dual potentiometer. Okay, and this is the working of our Wien bridge oscillator. Okay, now the formula for the frequency, we know that the formula for the frequency f naught equals to 1 upon 2 pi r1 r2 and c1 c2. If the values of r1 and r2 equals to r, that is same, and c1 and c2 equal to c, that is same, the formula will become f naught equals to 1 upon 2 pi under root r and c. That is the frequency of oscillation which is produced at the output of this Wien bridge oscillator strictly depends the values of R1, R2 and C1, C2. By making the proper changes in the values of this resistive and capacitive component, we can produce the desired frequency of oscillation signal at the output of Wien bridge oscillator. Now, what are the advantage? It provides the stable and smooth sine wave output over a wide range of frequencies. Okay, and the second advantage is the frequency of oscillation can be easily varied using C1 and C2 capacitors simultaneously. This is the beauty of this oscillator. The frequency range can be varied by changing the resistances R1 and R2, and the overall gain is very high. Okay, and this oscillator can be used in audio frequency range from 20 hertz to 100 kilohertz. And what are the applications? This oscillator can be used for distortion testing of power amplifier, and it can provide signal for testing filters, and it can be used to measure audio frequency, and it is used to give the excitation for the AC bridges. Okay, so this was the whole Wien bridge oscillator. The most important things is the function of Wien bridge. With the help of Wien bridge, we control the frequency of oscillation, the strength of oscillation, and the phase difference of 360 degree will be produced by these two amplifier stages, which are directly coupled with each other with the coupling capacitor. Okay, thank you, students.